What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Loto EDC. We got the Wuben X4. It's a pretty neat light. I really do like the design of it. I think it has its flaws, but it also is kind of neat. I mean, it is a really pretty looking light. I think it can catch a lot of attention just because of its style and design. So it is kind of useful as far as its versatility. I just don't know about the practicality of it. I don't know. I mean, I still need to give this a little bit more time, but I really only see one major use for this, and I think it's that bike light. With that attachment that you can just slide this thing into, I think it'd be a pretty nice bike light. It's versatile. It's got a pretty good flood, a pretty decent throw, 205 meter throw. It has an IP68 waterproof rating, a 1 meter drop proof rating. So this is kind of capable on a bike. It's enough where it'll hold up. But what I think is really nice is you can use this for signaling. So you can put it in that signaling mode. You can put that on a backpack and you can put it in its red mode and do signaling with this. It's not super bright. I think it's like 10 lumens in the RGB mode. Not crazy bright, but it's enough that it will get you by. It also has a magnetic base. It has a nice pocket clip, really strong retention on that pocket clip. And look at how many lights this has. It's got 4 forward-facing lights, all different capabilities. I'm guessing this is the most throwy. These are kind of just your main lights, and then you got that floody light. Pretty cool, but my issue with this is, can you individually control them? On their website, they're making it seem like you can individually control them, but with the model that they gave me, I'm not seeing that. I'm not believing it yet. So let's go over some stats. So the main light, like I said, 6,500 Kelvin-ish. I don't think they actually have the actual stats on the website, but I would say it's about 6,500 Kelvin. 5 lumens to 1,500 lumens on that forward-facing light. It does have that moonlight mode. Gets you really quick to moonlight all the way forward on the switch. 205 meters of throw. That's a fairly throwy light for its flood capabilities that I think it has. IP68 rating and a 1 meter drop test rating. The side light now, let's get into that side light and switch it to the main mode. This is a 4,000 Kelvin side light. You can get into RGB by pressing and holding. You can switch through all the colors, and then you can double click and you get a blinky mode. Bring right back to that. If you turn it off and then double click, now you get the emergency light modes. Different colors there. Then back to the red and blue. But then, while it's off in the side light mode, like you see it here, in the regular mode and the moonlight mode, you have an option to use this tactical tail switch. So if you press and hold that momentarily, it's supposed to turn on. There we go. So if you press and hold that momentarily, you get full turbo out of that. If you double tap, you get strobe, and it's the same way in the forward-facing mode, but then in moonlight, you're just using it as a moonlight. Now in the moonlight mode, it's not momentary. It's just press on, press off. See, just press on, press off, no matter how fast you click. If you do this in the regular mode, you get both options. Now, if this is on, imagine yourself looking at something. Say you're looking at a map, you're looking at paper, you're trying to write something down, but then all of a sudden you need that quick turbo. You don't have that option right now with that tactical tail switch, which I kind of find inconvenient. I think they should be able to add that feature so you can have a quick turbo if you absolutely need it. You actually have to turn this off and then you get access to it. So I think it'd be nice to update that. Now let's go over some of the things that I find cool about this and not so cool about this. Easy to use side switch. I think this little switch right here is great. It's fantastic. You can get through all the modes very easily. It has a very simple UI. Easy to control, easy to turn on. I understood it, didn't even need the manual, as usual with most flashlights. It's very versatile. There's a lot of options. There's a lockout mode. I really like the lockout mode. There's 2 different ways that you can activate this flashlight. You can use the side button here, or you can use the tail switch. It's a badass design. I will say so myself. This is a really cool design. It was intriguing. I was excited to see this whenever they first released the images. The tactical tail switch, really cool. It's actually kind of clicky. I do like that clicky sound. Sometimes it feels like it's like sticky or something. It's not always perfect. It has a very strong retention pocket clip. I love that. It has a removable 18650 battery that I think is kind of hard to get to. Now you got to flip this forward. Once I do get it, flip it forward, pop it open, and now we got access to that battery. You can swap it out, and now you're back in business. It has that warm side light. I love warm color temperatures. That's 4,000 Kelvin. Very bright. 1 lumen moonlight mode and 100 lumen at its max. And then I also like that it has a dedicated moonlight switch. To be fair, I didn't really like that at first. I thought, you know what, that's actually kind of useless. Why not just put it in its forward-facing mode and do a press and hold, and now you're in moonlight? But you know what? If you like really quickly need a moonlight, you know it's all the way forward, and it makes it kind of convenient. I guess it would be the same thing, be all the way forward if it didn't have that moonlight, and then you just press and hold, and now you're in moonlight. That'd be kind of nice too, wouldn't it? The dedicated moonlight mode, I don't think I ever really see stuff like that, so it's kind of neat that they have that. Now the not so cool. The not so cool is the side light switch right here is very weak. The detent on these, I feel like, is just going to get weaker and weaker over time. It is not strong by any means. I don't like how easy that is to switch between them. I think in your pocket, this is going to move around on you. So when you think it's in lockout mode, it's probably not going to be in lockout mode whenever you get it back. It has a very similar charging port to the Wuben G5. So here's the X4 and the G5 side by side. They both have it where you flip that dust cover all the way and you get the USB-C access. Thing that I don't like is I don't know how waterproof that is. I really don't know how waterproof that thing's going to hold. So not a huge fan of the charging port. It is nice that it's kind of tucked away, but I just don't know how well that's going to hold up. Maybe this is capable of getting wet. I don't know. Now, the next gripe I have that's not so cool is currently with the model that I have, I don't have full control over all of these emitters. It's just all of them on, all of them off. I want to be able to choose between which ones I want. I want to see what these all look like individually and have that full control. Now, in the main production run, it might have that because on their website, they're making it seem like that they're going to have that capability based off of their feedback from the fans. So I'm liking that, but with the model that I have, it does not have that. My next gripe is this magnet is not super strong. So when I try to smack this on a metal surface, it kind of rolls over on me. So the only way that I can use this is with the side light facing this way. But if I want the side light facing down, that's not an option for me. So I put it like this and it just kind of rolls over and faces sideways, which that I don't like. I hope that they upgraded the magnet, made it a little bit stronger, maybe put some silicone back here to really get that to stick. And the other thing is that deep carry pocket clip. I love a deep carry pocket clip. This does not have deep carry pocket clips. It has a nice backpack clip. Good in a backpack, but not deep carry pocket. And if they could have made that work, that would have been sweet. So that's the only things that I find not so cool. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool flashlight. I don't think I'm going to get much everyday use out of it, but I've been using this around the house. I really do like using this in its red and green mode for at night. I've been switching between the two, see which one I like better. I think the green, you're going to get a little bit more detail and definition. I feel like the red feels a little bit dimmer. It's kind of harder to see, but it's probably also harder for other people to see as well. But I've actually liked rocking the green mode, not going to lie. I kind of like that green mode. It kind of feels like a night vision to me. But like I said, if I want a quick turbo, it'd be nice to just press that tactical tail switch and just get into that full turbo. But currently that is not an option. One more thing that I do want to say about this is when I have this light on in any state, if you want to switch to another mode, it automatically turns it off. And I'm wondering if there is a way to make it so it doesn't do that, because it would be nice if I can just flip this in any state and it'll switch to the next mode without having to press this side button again. I understand why people wouldn't want that, but I also would like to have the option to be able to do that as well. Like I said, overall, this is a neat light. Not going to use this every day. Something that I'd like to use around the house or on a bike. I think this would be a very capable bike light. It's not capable on a hat. It would be capable on a backpack. It would be capable in a larger pouch. Probably not something that I'm going to want to be putting in my pocket every day. If you guys have any questions on this product, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.